So, this is one of my usual videos as I want to talk about a show. Well, more than one show, and movies. The Muppets. I was one of them kids that grew up with Sesame Street and have always had this fascination with puppeteering in general. Strange thing is that it never came across to me of wanting to be the one. There was a period where I wanted to be a ventriloquist. It may not count, but Elmo was my first word. Kids look up to Bugs Bunny, Mickey Mouse, but I just loved Sesame Street and was astonished by how good the puppets and the movement of the mouths were. My favourite movies of all time roll around between Marvel's Ant-Man to The Wizard of Oz, but when I was young, without hesitation, my favourite movie would always be Elmo in Goldland. Looking back at the movie, I really loved it from the villain to the characters present. The moral of the story was sharing, and while that has been done to death, it never went this extreme. For God's sake, you have Elmo and Zoe having a confrontation over a blanket, but when Elmo gets sucked into the grouchiest of lands, the villain steals the blanket and Elmo goes on a quest to save it. Fast forward a few years later, and then I started watching The Muppets, otherwise known as Sesame Street After the Dark. That may not be a big deal, but for Sesame Street, it's on par with murdering someone. I'll be honest, I wasn't interested in the segments where they sang, and I'm still not, but I can definitely see the appeal. Every episode would feature a celebrity kind of like Sesame Street, but obviously in a different execution, since Sesame Street is about teaching kids how to count to 10, but The Muppet Show is all about making 4-4 jokes related to the actors. I mean, take the Mark Hamill episode for an example even. Now we are in 2011 and the Muppet movie came to be. Now granted, there were Muppet movies, but they were basically parodies, like the Wizard of Oz one, or they were just terrible, like Gonzo in Space. The Muppet movie stuck out to me because of the main character, Walter, as he is a fan of the show and wants to be performing with them, but the Muppets disbanded long ago. The movie kind of panders to the original show, but fast forward to the end where they are trying to do the telethon. It's just amazing to see a remake of the original opening in full glory. Oh, and the maniacal law, the maniacal law, the maniacal law. My favourite Muppets are Kermit, Gonzo, Blue Guy, and while they don't consider themselves as being Muppets, then Statler and Waldorf, which is easily the best way to make a self-deprecating joke. Take a look at who the original puppeteers were. The Muppets specialises in self-deprecation, fourth wall, one-liners, tropes, characters, and I want to say everything. Not saying the Muppets has mastered humour, but it is capable with every episode making someone laugh or just putting a smile on their face, as it's harmless fun, packed with different segments. So, if someone hates veterinarian hospital, well, that sketch isn't in every episode, and vice versa. In 2015, we got the Muppets TV show, and no, it's not what you think it is. What if we had the set of The Office and the talking to the camera thing from Modern Family, but the characters are the Muppets? Well, Warburton's Crumpets advert doesn't look that bad now. The show only lasted one season, which was quite disappointing as I did remember it having a lot of funny moments. So, we kinda skipped over a movie, so let's talk about that one. There is nothing really much to say about Muppets Most Wanted other than the whole evil Kermit meme, and the fact that it takes place moments after the first movie. Oh, and a Disney Channel star makes a cameo. For those who don't know, he's from Austin and Ally. I am starting to get PTSD now. Muppets nowadays have only been appearing in adverts, like the Warburton's one, but did recently have a show in London. So, I barely touched upon Sesame Street, so let's go back to that. One of my many memories was visiting the site, sesamestreet.org, which had various games to play starring the Muppets in the show, as well as videos. My favourites were Grover being the waiter, and unintentionally annoying the crap out of Blue Guy. A lot of the games stuck out to me. Most of them were just press the button to do something cool. But my favourites would always star Addy Kadabi. Can't believe I just said that. Anyway, these games are like episodes, but you do something to help out. It's kind of like some shows in the Disney Channel where they would stop at a fork road and would be like, "Okay, idiots, which way do we go?" The only difference is, well, you actually get to do something, so it feels a lot more interactive. Unlike most shows for young children, Sesame Street is not afraid to be mature. Everyone knows about the 9/11 episode, but there have been more. Like of how there was an episode where Elmo's uncle died, and Elmo was all like, "Can I go to the park?" There was also an episode about an autistic Muppet, which was probably the hardest episode to do since there are many types of autism. So the problems that the autistic Muppet faced were nothing like mine. There was also the death of Mr. Hooper, an episode about racism, and a bunch more. People have had speculations on getting any if they are a gay couple since they lived together under the same roof. However, I'm pretty sure it was debunked. Well, I hope I've given you some interesting trivia about Sesame Street. Wait, what? You want another one? Elmo's original puppeteer is black. Okay, I think I'll leave it at that.